Hire slow, fire fast. Now, where have I heard that before? Obviously, I picked that up from Rich in his book, but I have a caveat to that, and it's don't allow cancer to spread. That's really, I think, what the most important part of that hire slow, fire fast is. So if you want to put a team together, if somebody wants to work with you, I had a guy approach me yesterday. I did a podcast with this guy, and after we got off live, he was like, "Look, man, like I really love what you guys are doing. I want to be a part of it. I offer these services. Let's do business. I want to be, and it's like, look, man, it took me years to build up enough trust and equity with Rich Cooper that he would allow me to run a show on his platform and use his brand and use his name. And I had to add tremendous amounts of value for a very long time to even get, a chance or a shot at this. And then once I got that shot, I had to prove myself and I had to earn it over and over and over. And I think that's one of the things that we have that's why we have such a great working relationship, but also a friendship, because I understand that as good of friends as we are, if I stop adding value to this guy's life, if I stop doing the shows, if I stop sending people to the community, if I just go off and do my own thing, and then I ask him for handouts or ask him for favors, and be like, dude, like what the hell? Like, no. We have a great working relationship, and we have that understanding that we never let our friendship get in the way of business, and we've never had any big spats or arguments or anything like that, because we know that we have an equal role to play with each other and our partnership business wise. And so you've got to hire, just because somebody is selling you, hey, I can do all this thing and do all these things, a lot of guys will get really excited and say, oh man, this guy can fix all of our problems, we need to bring him on, we integrate him into all of our systems. And you realize, like, he's not really about that life, or he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and you've wasted time and money on bringing a guy in, maybe introducing him to the team, and he's ultimately like not a good fit, which is a disaster. That being said, like, I am a big proponent of taking chances and taking flyers on guys. There's been times where I have said, you know what, man, like, I think you've got a lot of work to do. I think that you're maybe not quite where you should be, but I'm going to give you a chance to come in and prove yourself and do the work and be a success story. And that's worked more often than not. There's certainly times where I've been burned big time on it. One was the most recent, was just a couple of weeks ago. But that's what happens when you realize that somebody is not a fit and they are turning members off, or they're doing things that are very elementary, and they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're acting in a way that they are clearly showing that they don't embody these principles. They say they're unplugged, but they're still doing plugged in things. You've got to cut that out ruthlessly and immediately. I believe in giving guys chances to right the ship, and I think maybe a correction, or maybe just asking questions and trying to say, like, what are you really saying here, man? Are you, I'll tell a quick example. We talked about this a little bit on a chopping it up, but there was a guy that came in and struggled with women for a long time. He had the fitness thing down. Like, he showed up he was in the SOU previously. He wanted to graduate to the Brotherhood, and he showed up to Zoom calls. He took the Instagram photos. He was trying to get better. He got in good shape. It's like, all right, this guy's really not there yet with the girls, but I think he can get there because he's clearly willing to show up and do the work. And he posted something. We've got a dating chat, like a big group chat where some of the guys who just talk about dating and game, just basic answers. And there's something along the lines of, and the guys, somebody disagree with me and stuff like this. He's like, well, like, I got the number of a girl that one of my buddies currently dating or screwing or whatever. Does that count? And we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, like, I told her that I would take some photos of her and that I'll, get her number to send them to her. So I was like, well, you didn't really get her number. It was under the guise of a business transaction. It wasn't that a romantic situation or romantic interaction. And he's like, well, I'm going to turn it into one. And he basically was admitting, like, yeah, I'm going to snake my buddy's girl, or one of the girls my buddy is, fucking around with. I remember when we first told this story, there was guys in the comments like, yeah, it was no big deal. If it's not his girlfriend, or if it's not like his wife, like, who cares? It's like, dude, if you guys want to be Eskimo bros with your friends, like, that's your thing. But I don't deal with women that guys that I know have been with or fucked or anything like that. Like, that shit's fucking disgusting, if you ask me. But no, I don't play in those waters where my buddies have been. Like, it's ridiculous. So I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have standards when it comes to that. But the point is, I had to ask him some questions. I was like, all right, so you're telling me that you are going to snake this guy's girl? And he was like, yeah, basically. And I go, okay, well, Do you understand what you just did, right? Do you understand that you just admitted in this entire group of people that if push came to shove and it was you choose your having your boys back and your brothers back or going out and trying to get laid, you basically choose being laid. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess I do see that, but I guess I'm just really desperate, so I don't care. And that was it. Right there in that moment, had to go. I removed him from the group. I told him why. I said, look, man, you're just not ready. You can go back and get the reps in. You continue learning, you continue embodying what it means to actually be part of a community and a brotherhood. But this is not what that is, man. It was it was hard and it was tough to do, but I needed to do it because I knew the longer I let that fester, because when that stuff happens, the guys that are higher up, they're like, what the hell? Like, who did Moff bring into this group? Are we just letting any dumbass with a couple of bucks into this group? Or are we going to maintain some standards? And, I refunded. I was like, yeah, man, refunded. You're good to go, and I got no problem doing that. If guys want to leave or whatever, I mean, unless they break rules or if they don't follow what we're doing, but if I'm like, you're not a good fit, like I'll even give you your money back. Like I don't even care because I don't want anyone to have anything over me. Average. Well, he kicked me out. He took my money. He told me I should join. You kicked me out, and then he kept my money. I'm like, dude, I don't need your, $3,500 or whatever the hell it is. So had to get that out, but you can't allow cancer to spread because that's how, rumors happen. That's how people mutinize against you. That was the problem with this fourth admin who got all of these guys. He created like his own in group within the group, and it was a cancer and it's starting to spread. And so he actually was filtering guys from the 10% out to another group that he had started. And he had said, hey man, anybody that joins the 10%, you get to join my group too. And people thought it was like an official thing. I was like, no, I don't know what this is. I don't know who's doing this. And so if these guys are having problems and new members are coming in, they can be like in their ear, like, oh yeah, Moff doesn't really care about you. Like you should come over to this group. It's much better. It's like, you can't allow that stuff to spread. You got to eradicate that ruthlessly, quickly, and efficiently. So don't let the cancer spread.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.